It's been a busy first week of the spring sitting of the legislature, and the week began early Tuesday morning when I opened right away with a news conference calling for the government to deliver a comprehensive plan for safe workplaces. I filed a motion and also asked a question on this issue, calling on the government to deliver 10 paid sick days. But we need to go beyond paid sick days to include things like rolling out rapid testing with proper staffing to administer them to workplaces, increasing inspections and fines for non-compliance, ensuring that all workers have proper and safe PPE in their workplaces, that we have a vaccine rollout plan that clearly shows how we're going to prioritize essential, vulnerable, and high-risk workers and provide them with paid time off to get their vaccine shot. The bottom line is that if we don't keep workplaces safe for those essential, vulnerable workers, we will not be able to contain COVID and prevent another lockdown. We also need to ensure that people are able to have a roof over their head at any time, but especially during a pandemic. It's pretty hard to stay at home and comply with a stay-at-home order if you don't have a home to stay in. And that's why I voted in favor of a private member's bill to ban evictions during the pandemic. At the same time, we also need the government to deliver a rent relief program to ensure that small landlords in particular are able to receive rent paychecks from their tenants. So those landlords can pay their mortgages, utility bills, and other expenses to make sure that they can keep buildings, homes, apartments open for their tenants. The government delivered a surprise announcement this week to begin a conversation about possibly opening and expanding the Greenbelt, using my private member's bill as the foundation for the conversation of expanding the Greenbelt. And I want to be very clear to people. The Green Party supports expanding the Greenbelt, but we will not allow the government to use that to cover up all the other ways in which the Ford government is engaged in environmentally destructive practices. So if the Premier is serious about protecting and expanding the Greenbelt, then he needs to put a halt to destroying the Duffins Creek wetland, paving it over to build a warehouse. He needs to halt the Highway 413 GTA West highway that will pave over 400 acres of the Greenbelt and 2,000 acres of prime farmland. The government needs to reverse their gutting of the ability of conservation authorities to protect us from flooding and to clean our drinking water. They need to restore a proper environmental assessment process. They need to bring back the regulations that allow municipalities to regulate below the water table aggregate extraction. Those are all actions that affect the integrity of the Greenbelt. And that's exactly why I used my question and question period today to call on the Premier to stop paving over the places we love and to cancel Highway 413.